You're listening to the Small Business Report here on Sirius XM Channel 141. And as I promised, we got Ninja Mike on the phone here, Mr. Michael Fielder. And he is going to tell you about what it's like to be a street vendor. See, we just don't deal with corporate.
Right,
all small
or brick and mortar.
That's right. Small businesses go to gamut,
Right.
And this brother here is a street vendor. And I can tell you, I used to be a street vendor many, many years ago. And it's important. So I wanted to bring him on to hear his story. So Ninja Mike, welcome to the Small Business Report. Thank you for being on the show.
What a great honor. Thanks a lot, Carl.
And Sharon.
Sharon, the young lady, the queen host of
Talk
loving
radio.
It. Thanks a lot. New York flavor Italian ice, Ninja Mike's Kung Fu BBQ, spices and sauces. We've got a couple different businesses. Being an entrepreneur, street vendor / captain of industry, you have to be versatile.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have multiple streams of income. You can't depend on one thing because it might be slow this week. You got to have something else in your repertoire.
And you have a lot. You have a lot in your repertoire. But what was your job or business as a kid growing up in Harlem? And then how did you decide to become a street vendor? Or why did you decide to become a street vendor?
Well,
you said you're from Boogie Down Bronx, right?
Bronx. We grew up on 168th Street, Edgecombe Avenue in Harlem. That's where the Ninja was formulated. And then we moved to the Bronx. My mom moved to Essie Mae Ridgeway. My mother, rest in peace, passed away 2015, July 1st. She was the inspirational one that taught us how to save. That, you got to work hard. You got to get out there, be a man. My mom was a single parent, raising me and my sister, 1970s in the Bronx, in the projects, Jackson houses. My first job actually was in Harlem at Key Food, packing bags for a quarter, taking deliveries in a shopping cart 20 blocks away, going up 10 flights of steps to get another $2 and then rush back to the market to pack more bags.
People don't know about that, man.
Bags,
that's a hustle.
baby.
That's
people don't know about that. Woo!
When a quarter,
that 25 cent ring a bell.
Yeah,
I remember
a quarter
those
was $1 then. A quarter was $1.
Oh yeah.
$1 now is
big
a
money.
quarter. Yeah.
Right.
So, at the end of the day, I'm talking about a 12-year-old kid. I got $40 in my pocket.
Oh, that's a lot.
I'm the king of the world. My mom would come pick me up because I'd be afraid to go home with all those dollar bills and quarters jiggling in my pocket. Because, I grew up in Spanish Harlem, and they'll rob you.
Yeah.
It wasn't about guns in those days, but mostly it was about you fought with your hands and somebody would pull out a 007. You could buy it. It was a long night. Yeah. You could buy it any bodega in the Bronx or New York. But that was my first real job where I had to get up early in the morning so you get a good cashier that was, fast. That way you could pack more bags and make more money.
So you said we're going to pay homage to your mother right now. You said she passed away. So we're sorry to hear that. July 1st, 2015, you said. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
She was a black woman. Essie Mae was a black woman.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
And she was with a Chinese man in the Jim Crow era.
Yucca Ing, my dad.
Oh, wow.
Chinese man from Kowloon, Hong Kong meets Afro sister from Somerton, South Carolina, transplanted, in the 50s, the late 50s. A lot of black families would go up to New York and the large cities to get work from the South.
Right.
Jim Crow.
Right.
And Rebecca Dukes, my grandmother, she brought all of her kids up to New York. You know, they slept on the floor at one of my aunt's house for 6 months until they could get places in Harlem. You know, that's how we started. My mom was maybe 19 or 20. She worked at a wet wash laundry out in Jamaica, Queens. And there's where she met my dad. His family owned the place. He didn't speak a lot of English. He was young. They were young. They were going out. You're talking about in the 60s, you know, let alone a black woman with a white guy, a black woman with a Chinese dude.
Right.
What? I'm the original Tiger Woods. You know, I started, you know, blazing. You know, so.
Blazing. That's right. That's right. Well, tell us about your business, Ninja Mike, because you said you understand that there has to be several revenue streams, and we understand that you did what you needed to do. You worked hard as a kid, so you had a strong work ethic. What made you decide to become a street vendor, and what were you selling?
Well, actually, I just left the Army. I didn't know what I was going to do in my life. I lived in New York with my sister, Anita Veronica Fielder, in Harlem, Harlem River Houses, right there by the bridge. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I had to do something. My mom told me, you know what, son, come on down to South Carolina with that New York stuff and you'll make a lot of money. And I was like, okay, Mom, all right, well, let me try it. I came down there. In the South, it's very rural. You got cotton fields, butter beans, stretches of highway, 40, 50 miles to the next store, gasoline, you know, it's really rural out there. So me coming from New York, going down there was definitely a culture shock. Late 90s.
For real.
Late 90s.
So what did you do?
I started working at a flea market. Someone in the neighborhood, one of my sponsors from Somerton, they suggested that, you know, maybe you should take some of your stuff and sell it at the flea market. And I went there. It was new to me, the concept flea market. I didn't know what it was. Basically, it's an outdoor strip of land with a bunch of tables, and you rent them for $10 a day, and you've got a micro business right there.
Right there.
Right there.
Yep.
You got.
So what kind of products, you know, because, you know, Mike, I know what you do, man, but the audience need to find out. Because we got, you know, short on time.
I got you. I started making shea butter lotions in the early 90s, late 90s, 97, 98.
Way before it was even popular.
Shea butter, nobody knew about it. You know, when you go to the flea market, you meet people from all over the world, the Africans, the Indians, the Asians, the Koreans. And so I started making these little products. I would buy the body oils from Brooklyn, New York. I would order them, bottles of oil from Medina. If anybody knows about Medina, they're a worldwide distributor of fragrance oils. And that's how it started. The first day I worked, I made $800.
Wow.
In the middle of
you
nowhere.
only had to pay $10 for the table.
In the middle of nowhere, because I had that New York flavor, baby. And the country people really loved it, you know, and I'm a personable, friendly kind of guy. I like to laugh and make jokes, so I just, that's how it started.
And then what did you do after you left? Did you go back to New York after you were in South Carolina for a period of time?
No, that was 97. I moved to Columbia, South Carolina, to a larger flea market where I started doing my exotic spice rubs and barbecue sauces. I have one like a Hennessy honey mustard. It's a mustard base, a southern style, with a little kick in it. And then we've got the Jamaican jerk sauce, you know, rude boy flavor, you know, Scotch
So
bonnet.
I know it's, that was popular in the South, those rubs and barbecue sauces, right?
People are just so bland.
People like ribs. They were buying that from you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So you were making a lot of money doing that as well.
Yeah.
So Mike, how can somebody in Ohio, how could they get some Ninja Mike flavor?
NinjaMikeF@gmail.com. I'm on Facebook Marketplace. You can check me there. Ninja Mike's, exotic sauces and spice rubs. You can always catch me.
Good.
You can always catch me at the US 1 Lexington County Flea Market in Lexington, South Carolina, every Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. We got deals on wheels. $5, no holla. I'ma make it like I'm making it for my mama. Come see me.
So that's, you should have been a rapper. You should have been a rapper too.
Well, that's that New York,
I know that's that New York thing.
New York.
We got to get ready to go to break in a minute.
Awesome.
So we'll be right back, folks. Don't leave us. We are talking to Ninja Mike from Boogie Down Bronx, doing his spice rub and barbecue.
Kung Fu
we'll
barbecue. Afro-Asian.
Kung Fu barbecue.
Afro-Asian.
We'll be right back.
Yeah.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Baby.
Hey, Small Business Report listeners, this is your host, Carl Brown and Sharon Morton. Are you a growing, small or mid-sized government contractor ready to reduce your back office costs? Do you want to maximize your compliance and minimize risk managing contracts? Move your business to the next level of success with At-Work Systems.
At-Work's OneLink solution provides electronic self-services to every employee, greatly reducing frustrating paperwork. Your managers get out-of-the-box processes that increases productivity, improves control, and eliminates surprises. And most importantly, your executives get the real-time data and analysis needed to make better decisions.
Take it from us here on the Small Business Report on Sirius XM. Let At-Work Systems streamline your back office and save you money while doing it.
Visit exploreatwork.com now and receive your free demo and business assessment. That's exploreatwork.com. Are you a business owner and your business needs a boost? Are you ready to build or grow a profitable business that delivers new clients and customers to you every month? Have your business highlighted on a national radio show or TV network. Let MortonMediaTV.com help you get the maximum exposure your business deserves so that you can get the customers you need. MortonMediaTV.com will help you start or grow your business rapidly through the power of TV and radio. You can reach hundreds of thousands of viewers and listeners who want to buy your product or service. At MortonMediaTV.com, our mission is to teach business owners how to use the media to their benefit. You can become a thriving entrepreneur and achieve the financial freedom you've always dreamed about. Go to MortonMediaTV.com and get your business on TV or radio for the maximum exposure you deserve and the customers you need. That's MortonMediaTV.com.
This is HUR Voices on Sirius XM Radio Channel 141 with your hosts, Carl Brown and Sharon Morton.
You're listening to the Small Business Report here on Sirius XM Channel 141. And we are talking to Ninja Mike, and he is down in South Carolina, but he's from the Boogie Down Bronx in Uptown Harlem. So he's talking about what it's like to be a street vendor. But let's pivot real quick, because people don't know, how did Howard University influence your entrepreneurial spirit?
Wow, that's a big question there. Okay, HU, 1982, Sutton Plaza, 73 SS Chevelle, gas guzzler. I'm from the Bronx. My mother could barely pay for the housing. I had a Pell Grant, so basically I was a little kid, a long way from home, had to figure out a way to get some money, you know? So I applied for a job down at the JW Marriott, and that was my first corporate experience in the food industry. And it basically left a great beginning within me about customer service, quality control, ambiance, presentation, price points, upselling. So I learned a lot about, basically a way to make money and go to school. Jump in my 73 SS black Chevelle. A lot of people at Howard know that car, because I used to shuttle people from Sutton on campus when the school bus wouldn't show up. But yeah, that's how I started. Waiting tables, getting up, doing breakfast, working lunch and dinner. And then days I had school, I wouldn't work. I do room service at night. I tell you, being an entrepreneur, you're born with it. But at the same time, you can be trained to be an entrepreneur. But you have to have faith in yourself. You have to believe in a higher power, that there's something else controlling all things. And you got to be true to yourself.
What do you mean, Mike, by you have to be trained to be an entrepreneur? If you are born, with that entrepreneurial spirit.
Entrepreneurs, hustlers are born and made.
Mm-hmm. That's for sure.
They can be,
because it's not an easy place to be or thing to do, being an entrepreneur.
Exactly. You got to
it's hustle.
You got to be open to new ideas. You got to be able to deal with other cultures. You have to know how to count. A lot of people don't want to do the ABCs. Reading is fundamental. You got to read.
That's right.
You have to read.
You got to
things.
read.
The best way to hide something from a black man is to put it in a book. I heard that and I always hated that.
I don't know. I always say that.
I hear that and I hate that statement.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
I've heard that many times too. People, but people don't read, and people are
but
struggling.
That's everybody, not just black people.
Let's not be consumers. Let's be producers. Instead of cutting your grass, I want you to take all that grass up, plant some okra, some tomatoes, try to get off the grid, grow your own food. You just got.
Yeah, but Mike, so how do you pick the products that you sell as a vendor?
I tell you, I give all the praise to God. He just puts them in my head. Sometimes I'll come across someone else doing something, I'll see how they're doing it, and I'll pick their brain, and then I'll formulate a plan and do it different, better, with my little swing to it, So like when I came down to South Carolina, everybody's barbecuing, but the barbecue was all the same. So what I did with my Chinese heritage, I blended the Asian flavors with my grandma Rebecca Dukes' Southern flavor, and we've got this Afro-Asian fusion of food. So now people,
I like that.
Afro-Asian flavor, baby.
Yeah. Because you're starting to see that now, but you were doing it way before it became the thing. You go to all these restaurants. Yeah. Did your father's side of the family, did you ever meet them, and did they ever play a role in what you do and what you were doing?
Well, early on, my mom and dad used to go to Chinatown a lot. So I was, just parachuted into a whole new culture where we would go around and people would kind of shun my mom, and I didn't understand that because Asians are very, very, to me, I don't want to put a stereotype on people. They're kind of racist. They don't like They don't like themselves. So with that,
we're not going to generalize.
We're saying that.
But you're saying your experience. That was your experience.
Saying that, I got to smell and taste and feel different. The Asian side. I stopped communicating with my dad. It was at 10 or 12, about to graduate. Junior high school, going to Bronx Science in the Bronx. And I hadn't contacted him. I haven't spoken to him since. So we moved back to China. He was deported in the early 70s. So,
but his family, where he came from, influenced what you decided to do and do something different. Like you said, you took what you knew and you made it different.
Well,
and so your spices
tell. Yeah, thanks to my mom, because she taught me how to be Asian,
Right.
Young black woman, 20-something years old, with this red-looking, light-skinned baby. When I grew up, my family, the black side, they called me, my nickname was Ugly in our family because I was so pretty. It was just like a joke. It was a play on words. My grandmother used to name everybody.
I get it.
So this is what I had to go through, being a mixed race child, in the 60s and 70s, So I look like Tiger Woods, but I felt like Will Smith, if you could understand that.
That's a good thing. That's a good feeling. Tell everybody again what your how they can get in touch with you and what the flavors and everything that you sell.
Right now, I've got a new business we've been doing for the last 5 or 6 years. Essie Mae's New York flavor Italian ice. We sell like the ice they sell in Harlem, anywhere in New York, mango cherry. Well, I've taken that business and brought it to the Deep South.
Wow.
I build these.
And they need it.
Yeah, I build
it's
these
so
Italian ice carts. You know, it's like a little wagon, and you serve Italian ice from buckets. You scrape them up. I've employed my kids, Asia Marie, Prince William, Maya Anjali, and they're 13, 14, and 15, and I turn them loose at the flea market. They're like little drones. They go out into the public and come back with money.
So you got a legacy. You got a legacy business. Carl and I talk about that all the time because you're showing your kids at early ages how to be an entrepreneur, how to be successful,
how to make money,
how to make money. Right. The blood, the sweat, and the tears part of it. The getting up early, the preparing for battle the night before. You know, organization.
How's that business going? How's that business going, Mike?
I've been doing well. I've been doing really well with it. We've sold a few carts, but we want to sell more. So the Italian ice carts are $2,500. It's a $50,000 a year business. In any hot climate, you can make lots of money. The great thing about
I was going to say, we're in Maryland. We just started getting warm weather, I guess this week or late last week.
Couple more weeks?
I went to an Italian ice. They just had a little window. It was a tiny brick and mortar space. They had a little tiny window, and you had to walk up to the window and order. I went the week before last. The line was about a good 40 minutes long for Italian ice. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that COVID-19 got people, stir crazy. They're happy to get out.
They're happy to get out. And they were standing out. It was one day, it must have been 70-something degrees. These people were standing out there waiting 30, 40 minutes for some Italian ice. But, Mike, we got to get ready to go. We only have a minute left. Tell everybody again how to get in touch with you.
Ninja Mike's. Ninja Mike F@gmail.com. You can just email me. I have so many people trying to call me and get at me. I can't take all the calls. So I don't even use my phone numbers. Just email me. Leave your number. If you want to start in the exciting business of Italian ice, it's a multi-million-dollar business. You and your family can start off. Where can you go and start a business for $2,500? I'm going to give you the cheat sheets. I'm going to show you where the distributors are. I'm going to follow with you for a day or two and show you how to deal with customers, just the things that you'll come across in this type of business. It's a win-win all the way.
Okay.
Essie Mae's New York flavor Italian ice, Columbia, South Carolina. Ninja Mike F@gmail.com. Ninja Mike's Kung Fu BBQ. Grandmaster DJ Supreme.
He got 4,000 commercials.
Me like a Jamaican. Me like a Jamaican boy. I have a lot of job. You know?
All right, Mike. Thank you.
Oh, God. Thank you guys for letting me come on and tell my little story. I really appreciate you.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Howard University.
All right, okay.
The gift
Rodney,
you
have to mute Mike so we can get out of here, Rodney.
Yeah.
God bless you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
That's it, folks. We'll be back next week with vital information for you to help you grow your business.
Yes, so thank you.
This has been Carl Brown and Sharon Morton, giving you all the tools you need to succeed on the Small Business Report.
Sirius XM.